Hi, I feel like now is a good time to put out a video because I've said video today for the past like week and I haven't put one out. But the main reason I think a video is good now is because enough people in the community have had their say on things. Um, I really wanted to wait for more players to experiment. I was waiting for certain players to have their experience, their say. Um, Plenty of people have had their experience with the meta now, and it's very clear that people aren't too happy with this game. Reasonably so, because I also agree that this game is a hot mess. Uh, I used to think that the game was one of the more balanced games that we'd had on release, at least, because these games are always fucked when they come out. They're always atrocious. They're always a mess. It's terrible. And I thought that Elden Ring was one of the more tame releases, and I was so wrong. This is really bad. It's a really bad release. There's just so much in this game. There's so much crap. There's so much cheese in this game. Somebody said that yesterday. I was in a VC with somebody and they said that the cheese in this game. Like look at this. Look what you're seeing on your fucking screen right now. There's just so much crap in this game. That's like it's insane. Every day I wake up and somebody sent me a video of just some new busted shit, you know, and it's turning a lot of people off. Not just the voices of the community, but it's turning off just the general player base. It's turning off a lot of people. You know, the meta right now is you hit a soft cap, you don't even need to hit 60, you can hit 40. The damage at 40 is enough for you to then put points into everything else and then just make everything status. Status in this game has never been so strong. It was kind of strong in Demon Souls. It gives me a very like Demon Souls vibe because there was quite a few things in Demon Souls that you could instantly proc status with, and it was quite powerful. But in Elden Ring, things like cold, bleed, poison, scarlet rot, um, occult, like all of these infusions are crazy good. You're actually putting yours. If you're watching this video and you haven't tried any of those things I've just talked about, you've been putting yourself at a disadvantage this whole time. If you've not been using cold, if you've not been using bleed, if you've not been using occult, or anything like that, you have been playing at a disadvantage the whole time. Because the scaling in this game is fantastic. It's really good. The scaling is very, very good. However, the scaling isn't beating the current meta of status. Because status in this game you can proc in 2 hits. Some things it might as well proc in 1 hit. Double seppuku nagi, or even probably just even one seppuku nagi. I'm going to say probably because I haven't tested it. I've seen uh, double seppuku nagi. It off a ghost hit, which is when you get hit in the middle of your roll. It's 90% of your bleed bar. That's ridiculous. Like it's you can roll something correctly and still receive 90% build up. And if you roll the bleed, obviously you roll the damage if you roll the bleed. But in this game, it stuns you. So the only thing the player needs to know that's using the bleed or the frost is that okay, I've ghost hit them once. That means whether I hit them or ghost hit them one more time, they are guaranteed to stun, and if I just keep mashing, I'm guaranteed a free hit. And then you can just reset that. You can reset it with frost, for example. You can reset it with fire. If somebody's been frostbitten, you just hit them with fire and it resets, and you can repeat the same process. Status in this game is a real, like, it just plagues everything. Do I think it's going to get nerfed? Absolutely. It trivializes the PvP greatly, and it also does the same thing for the PvE. It shits all over the PvE status. Really strong. Moving on though, am I enjoying the PvP? Yeah, I am. Judging by what I said just previous, you probably thought you're probably surprised that I'm enjoying the PvP. I am, but it typically is only when I'm playing with friends. When I'm playing with like Horse, Rich, that's it. Those are my friends. Now, some of my friends that are playing this game have moved on. Random PvP at Real Lucaria is better than the first steps. Don't get me wrong, but there's still this problem of, you know, you're coming across people using the stuff that's just clearly broken in the game. The area is massive. People will just run away from you for 15 minutes, and there's not really much you can do to close that gap because the area is so big. There's a lot of that stuff. But when I'm playing with friends or just good players in general, it's really fun because it gives you time to just experiment with things, which is something that I think is crucial for every single player, because, you know, you'll see people using River of Blood right now is super popular. I don't think it's super good. Like, I don't think it's a really good new player killer. River of Blood is. It's a really good new player killer. But there's a lot of like people using River of Blood. There's a lot of, you know, dual pike. Dual pike doesn't even have to be infused for it to be really good. It's probably it's one of the setups in the game that just dominates majority of things, and the only thing that really beats dual pike is dual pike itself and turtle, which we'll get onto turtle later on. But it's good to experiment with things in the game because you know, like I said, you come across these people that are using a lot of the more unintentional broken kind of stuff, like, you know, insta bleed. You know, you get hit once, you're instantly bled, or you're at least, like I said, 90% of your bleed bars built up. And these things are, you know, they're strong. They're part of the meta. They are part of the game currently. However, experimentation is good because eventually when those things do get nerfed, and in the last video, what I spoke about getting nerfed did get nerfed. Barricade Shield caught a nerf. It's not the best nerf. It's a duration nerf. Me personally, I said that I would like to see the duration of it nerfed in one of the previous videos. However, I also feel like it should work in the same way that Determination and Royal Knight's Resolve works, in that if Barricade Shield is hit, if you hit somebody's shield that is using Barricade Shield, it should go away. Because it works the same way as Determination and Royal Knight's Resolve. However, Determination and Royal Knight's Resolve only works for one hit, and it also goes away if it's a ghost hit. If you ghost hit them, it's gone. Barricade Shield, though, no matter how many times you hit it, it'll still be there, and it still has an instant activation with block frames. There's no way to punish somebody from activating Barricade Shield. However, you can punish somebody using Determination or Royal Knight's Resolve. It's a very strange. It's a strange nerf. It's a nerf nonetheless. Like, it went from 15 seconds to, I believe, about 7 seconds. So it's a nerf, but I don't feel like it changed the meta way that it is used, and it is a very free Ash of War that can be reapplied very easily. Um, and you still see a lot of people using it. I still see a lot of people using Barricade Shield because it is just really good. If they're not using Barricade Shield, they're using something else, but I'll go on to that in a minute. But yeah, experimentation is crucial at this point in the game, especially because it's all well and good using all of this stuff that is clearly not balanced correctly. Because once that is nerfed, if it's all you've been doing, you as a player, it's not just the setup that is getting nerfed, it is the player that has spent so much time using that stuff also getting nerfed. And you're probably thinking, kind of hypocritical for you to say as a meta player, somebody that involves himself in the meta so much and is, obviously partaking in these meta setups. You could say that, but at the same time, I'm aware of these things that are very, very good. And that's why a lot of the time you will just see me experimenting with other things, because eventually it will get patched. It's like a lot of the people in Dark Souls 1 before that game had its patches that were using only Hornet Ring with full Havels, ninja flipping around with a best greatsword. A lot of those people didn't get any better at the game because once it was gone, their entire playstyle was nerfed, near enough. It's not just the setup that will be nerfed and negatively affected, it will also be the player. And while I'm on the topic of things that will eventually be touched upon, Bloodhound Step is probably the best Ash of War in the game. I'm sure there are some people that will disagree with me. They'll probably say like Barricade Shield is, but there are setups in the game that let you play the way Barricade Shield lets you play without actually having to use Barricade Shield, and those setups also allow for you to use Bloodhound Step. And Bloodhound Step is so nasty in this game. It is worse than Ninja Flip in Dark Souls 1, in my opinion. It's very, very strong. And Bloodhound Step, I don't know if any of you have noticed, but it makes some things that work 100% of the time work, like, not work at all. So, what am I talking about? For example, Storm Stomp. For those of you that have used Storm Stomp, you know that if you catch somebody being too aggressive and you have the poise to tank a hit from that person, Storm Stomp is a very good tool to stop people's aggression, because it can true combo into a lot of things like Claymore, things like Zwei, things like S-Stock, Straight Sword, Cat. It can guarantee you a hit from many of these things. You can do a Storm Stomp into a crouching dual cat, L1. Very strong, very powerful, especially because Storm Stomp also does a little tiny bit of damage to further, win you that trade. The thing about that is, though, if Bloodhound Step is being used by the player, it doesn't matter what weapon you are using. If you Storm Stomp that player, they can Bloodhound Step out of it. It makes every true combo that Storm Stomp has completely useless. It makes an Ash of War completely useless. And Storm Stomp was already a really good Ash of War, and then Bloodhound Step just made it null. Like it becomes so unviable to use it because Bloodhound Step makes it so that nothing that did and should work with it doesn't work anymore. And another thing Bloodhound Step has started to rear its ugly head about is I'm sure some of you have noticed, Bloodhound Step makes it so that things that should otherwise be a forced trade no longer be a forced trade. I'm not just talking about Storm Stomp, I'm talking about just general neutral R1s. Bloodhound Step makes it so that you can hit that person, and by the time you have swung, you can Bloodhound Step away. And so what would have been a trade had Bloodhound Step not been in play, Bloodhound Step can... Let me just give you an example. Cat. If you're one-handing Cat, or if you're dual-stancing Cat, you can hit with an R1. Like, say you both go for an R1. The person using Bloodhound Step can R1 and Bloodhound Step out of it before that person gets their trade. It's the worst and most broken iteration of Ninja Flip that we have ever had. Darkwood Grain Ring has nothing on Bloodhound Step. The iframes, they start instantly, and so what that allows for is it allows for you to R1 buffer Bloodhound Step, and you, like 9 times out of 10, won't get hit. It's hard to see so many people using it as well, because Bloodhound Step is something I can see getting nerfed very soon, because not only is it complained about through the meta community, which typically is the less heard of the communities, it's all over Reddit. It's all over Reddit, it's in every stream. The second somebody uses Bloodhound Step once, the chat is irate. Like, it's universally hated by everybody except for the people that use it. It really breaks the PvP. It makes things that are guaranteed to work not work anymore. It's the most passive tool in the game. It makes most weapons completely unviable, and it's such a shame to see so many people using something so incredibly broken. But don't worry, I'm not done bitching and moaning yet. I've got one more thing to bitch and moan about very quickly. Turtle. Fingerprint shield. Brass shield with barricade. Any great shield, to be honest. Any great shield in the game, really, that has 100% physical, or you can just infuse it with magic or any status element that you want, and it's really, really good. Mainly the fingerprint. You can make the fingerprint pretty much any element that you want, and it is really, really, really good. Turtle wins pretty much every matchup in this game 10-0. There are pseudo counters to Turtle out there. You can find them everywhere. Every fucking person and their aunt has uploaded a counter to Turtle. Counter in quotes there. These things work in theory when you're testing them out, but the problem with Turtle in this game is that there's nothing solid that is making the Turtle have to care or do anything in the fight. There is this power that Turtle has to do nothing except for a poke and run away playstyle. You can use the Dragon Bolt body thing that makes your weapon bounce off. The good Turtle player. Let me preface that. The good Turtle player is not going to do anything until that thing is gone, because they can. Because what are you going to do to the Turtle if they don't do anything? It's a huge problem in the game. You'll see it as well, just PvP randomly. You know, you'll summon a guy, maybe you'll beat him, you'll summon him again, and he's got a fingerprint shield with their stock. It's crazy. The meta for this game is kind of whack, but hang in there. It'll change. These things always change. It'll get better. It always does. Yeah, sorry for the video being so late, and next time I say video today, I'll try and make it happen. But anyway, bye bye, tatty bye.